Hey, this is Indigenous Patriot. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to discuss a couple things, so let's dive into it. First thing I'm going to talk about is Michigan. Michigan has a deadline until Monday to certify the results. That's when they're supposed to be certifying everything, okay? And originally it was a deadlock 2-2 decision on certifying at the election cruise level. And then they had changed their votes. Some people had stated because it was promised that there would be an audit. Some people were stating it was because they claimed that they were being pressured. I'm not part of that. All I know is that they then unanimously voted to certify the votes, which was actually the right thing to do. Then they sent in letters stating that they want to retract their certification, and the Secretary of Michigan was like, "Well, you can't do that. There's no legal remedy to that. The certification's going to push forward." Then we hear that Donald Trump invites the Speaker of the House as well as the Senate Majority Leader of Michigan to visit him, which are both Republicans, because they have Republican legislatures. And as I stated in previous videos, that I felt as though the Trump campaign's major tactic was that they were going to try and talk Republican legislatures into overturning the public vote and choosing their own electors that would in turn choose Donald Trump for president. The speaker and the majority leader had stated before they went and visited Donald Trump that, you know what, we're going to go with the popular vote. We see nothing wrong with what's going on yet, and that's what we're going to do. So they go and they visit Donald Trump, and then when they come back, they send a letter to the elections board, and they're like, "Oh, let's have a thorough audit of Wayne County." Why is this a big deal? Because Wayne County is the county that Detroit resides in, an overwhelming Democrat portion of Michigan, and that's the only county that they determined that they wanted to audit. So all of these places that voted for Donald Trump in the majority, they're good. Their votes are great. Okay, it's only this one county that they want to focus on that has the minority population as its majority, that has the majority Democratic votes. That's the only one that we care about because we want fair elections. No. Okay, that is a clear signal that you don't want fair elections, because in that case, we'd be auditing Kentucky. We'd be auditing these states like Alaska that Donald Trump won overwhelmingly. Let's just start saying that Russia interfered in the election and put a bunch of Trump votes onto those ballots, okay? Maybe Dominion added a whole bunch of Trump votes in those states, but we're not saying that, are we? No, because it's a clear subversion of the popular vote, which in effect is an attempted coup. I can't believe that I'm living through an attempted coup in the country that throughout my life has been called the Democratic Bastion. It is ridiculous and disgusting, and everyone that's involved in it needs to be disgusted with yourselves, but you won't, because your narrative doesn't allow you to. Okay, it's all Republican or nothing. Okay, and that's not what this Constitution is about. This Constitution is about fair elections. Okay, how do I feel about the claims that are going on? Well, let's take, for instance, the claims of Dominion Systems. We heard that there was a raid on the Frankfurt, Germany servers where they were tabulating votes. Okay. So let's look at that claim. Well, first of all, spokesman for the Army stated that that never happened. So that should have put that one to bed. Second of all, the company does not tabulate votes. Third of all, there are no servers in Frankfurt, Germany. Not for them. So that all shits on this whole topic. Where does it come from? I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from a Q drop. I literally read the Q drop. This is QAnon nonsense. Okay? That's all this is. Lynn Wood and, all them are just pushing more QAnon nonsense, and it's become part of the mainstream, and the right's going crazy over it. Some of you are smarter than this. Some of you are just caught up in the authoritarian mindset where you're used to having the person that you trust for your information tell you things, you digest them. You go and you look at your little blogs like Gateway Pundit and you believe everything that they have to say. Don't just listen to what I'm telling you. Go and look it up. Are there Dominion servers in Frankfurt, Germany? How many counties in Pennsylvania does Dominion service? Well, I'll tell you, it's 14. And out of those 14 counties, why don't you research how many votes that they accumulated? How many votes that Rudy Giuliani claims were subverted? I'll answer that for you real quick, and you can go and fact check while you're at it. A little bit over 1 million votes. That's how many votes that Dominion services in Pennsylvania. How many does Rudy Giuliani claim were changed or deleted? A little over 900,000. Okay, that's an interesting thing. That would be a lot of votes. Except for the fact that Donald Trump got over 600 and something thousand votes of that portion. So he got over half of those votes. And if you subtract 900 and something thousand votes from 1 million, you don't come up with the amount of votes that Donald Trump obtained in Pennsylvania. That they in those particular counties, let me state. It just doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense because you're not researching it. Okay, this is simple. You are smarter than this. You are letting people pull the wool over your eyes. I'm not telling you to vote Democrat in future elections, because I don't know that I'm going to vote Democrat in future elections. I take things on a case-by-case basis. I'm not a partisan hack, okay? I just currently agree that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy, as he's showing with his refusal to... he doesn't have to concede. I'm not telling him, Donald Trump, you should concede. He needs to stop dividing us, though, and making baseless claims. In court in Michigan... It was stated by the judge. So all of the affidavits that you obtained that were blatantly false, you threw out, correct? And the lawyer was like, yeah, that's correct. And he's like, and the judge is like, okay, so the ones that you submitted are the ones that you just can't prove are incorrect. Is that correct? And the lawyer's like, yeah, that's correct. And the judge is basically like, but you can't prove the claims right now. They're just ones that you can't prove are incorrect. Yeah, that's correct. These people actually don't have any proof. There's no proof. We saw a video from Judicial Watch. The video from Judicial Watch was taking a small portion of a conversation with a mail carrier saying, yeah, I'll give you a handful of them. There's nowhere in the video where it actually talks about what he's given a handful of. These people are taking advantage of your trust in them. That's what's happening right now. They're taking advantage of your trust. Don't believe me. You can downvote me all you want. I don't really care. The fact of the matter is that you are letting people fool you. You are letting them, because you are more concerned about the values that you uphold, which, okay, if you don't believe in the woman's right to choose, and you know, immigration and all that stuff, I understand that. Okay, I understand that. That's a argument that the two partisan sides have had forever. But getting behind somebody who is blatantly lying to the public like this is inviting autocracy and shutting down our democratic process. Also, it is opening the door for precedents. What happens now opens the door up for what can happen when the next Democratic president comes in if we don't do anything about it, if we don't shut it down as a unified nation. We are allowing these people to do this to us. It is ridiculous. These are the ruling class basically at this time, and we're just kowtowing to them because we feel like they have our best interests in mind, and they're lying to us. Whew. I just don't get it. In any case, I'm sorry for rambling on. Probably not going to be one of my most popular videos, but it's how I feel about this situation. I feel like we're better than this. Our regular arguments that we have along partisan lines, this isn't it. This is not it. This is literally breaking the sanctity of our democratic process because we're allowing them to lie to us with easily debunked lies. Lepichkanawe, I will see you again.